welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a video in which I will present my knitting projects for 2025, and yes, that's the whole of 2025. I know that most people make like seasonal videos, like presenting their spring projects or their projects for the fall, but this year 2025 is going to be a very special year for me because I'm turning 50. Oh, now I said it. Yes, I'm turning 50, and I really wanted to celebrate all year round. I feel this is a huge milestone in my life, and yeah, I don't think I will be happy with just a big party or with just a nice trip, which I will do anyway in the spring. It's already planned, but I wanted something more special and more me, and something more me is something related to knitting for sure. So yes, the idea came suddenly, quite suddenly, leafing through a magazine, which is this one, Making Stories. This is issue number 9, and as you can see, I have done some homework on it. I really studied the magazine in depth. I bought it originally because I liked one of the patterns it contains, but reading through it, I realized that all of them were either very beautiful or had some elements that I found very interesting, potentially challenging, or very new, just maybe a technique I have never tried before. Or looking at them, I just thought of a very special yarn that I wanted to use for them, and so on. So I thought, why not knit them all? And it's 12 of them, so a lot of knitting. Not all of them are, of course, equally challenging or equally long. Some of them are small objects, but it's still like a lot of knitting for me. And yeah, I'm always up for a challenge. So I told myself, why not? Let's try and do it. We will leaf through the magazine in a minute. I just want to say something about it before we do that. The core value behind it is sustainability, which is also one of my values. So I will try to align to this value as much as possible. I'll tell you more in a minute. There is more information about this and magazine in general and all the initiative that they run besides the magazine. They have all kinds of subscriptions, like a sock club, other things that you will find on the website. So the link is below. Below I will also put a link to the podcast. The editor of the magazine, Annalisa, has a podcast on YouTube. It's really enjoyable, so take a look at it. And yeah, we can take a look at everything that I am going to knit in 2025 and hopefully be able to complete in 2025. I see that the light is changing a bit, so I'm sorry about that. But I really don't like to use a ring light, so this is it. This is the first of the patterns in the magazine. A very colorful round yoke sweater. The second one is actually the one that I bought the magazine for. It's a shawl, and I really like the this, what is this? It's like oh my goodness, I can't think of the English word for it, but yeah, wheat fields. And yeah, this was a spring issue, spring 2023, issue number 9. So it contains very spring-like patterns in very vibrant colors. This is one of the t-shirts. This is a lovely pair of socks. I really love these socks, and I'm really into knitting socks lately. So yeah, this is another favorite of mine, and actually the first one I will knit. So more about this in a moment. I don't think you can see the lace pattern very well. I'm sure this lace pattern has a name. I've seen it elsewhere online. I don't remember the name now. This is a beautiful mohair t-shirt. I'm thinking of knitting this one with long sleeves if I have enough yarn. We will talk about the yarn in a minute as well. Now, this is a cardigan. Yeah, it's the one on the cover as well. It has a beautiful ribbing, lacy detail. And then we have a headband. Luckily, there are some smaller pieces. Otherwise, knitting 12 of these things, like 12 jumpers, would be impossible for me, of course. This is another beautiful round yoke sweater with rosimine as well. So some color work, some rosimine in it. This is a bralette that will probably be like a longer thing for me. So I will probably skip. Now I'm thinking, you know, I might change my mind, but I think I will skip the very transparent see-through part at the bottom and just make the top longer, but we will see. We will see how it turns out. Yeah, this is again the cardigan on the cover. Look at the sleeves. This is so beautiful. This is one of the best pieces, I think, and it has a very deep V-neck. So I'm used to, I haven't knitted many cardigans in my life, but normally I try to knit them with a higher V because that's what I prefer. So this one's very deep, and I'm very curious to know, to see how it looks on me and how it turns out. This is a lovely pair of little socks. I'm planning to knit this in cotton. Last year I tried for the first time cotton for socks, yeah, a sock yarn made of cotton, and I really liked it. So those will be perfect for a cotton yarn. And last but not least, this lovely cardigan. I really like this one as well. It has like these little braids all over, so it's going to be a very long project. I think I better start on this one early in the year if I want to be finished for maybe next autumn. So starting in the spring to be able to wear it in the autumn. So the order of knitting for these patterns is not set in stone yet. I only know what I am starting from because I have the yarn, and it is the bouquet. It's called bouquet, and it's this one. It's this one. Let me see if there's other photos at the end that maybe show the lace better. However, speaking of the patterns brings me to speak about the yarn. Like I said, making stories is all about sustainability, and I wanted to think about what sustainability means in terms of knitting, right? So this is another photo. The lace is not more visible than in the other photos, but yeah, it's an all-over lace anyway, so also quite a challenging piece of knitting. Anyway, the yarn and sustainability. Thinking of what knitting sustainably means, I came to the conclusion that it doesn't only mean knitting with sustainably produced yarns. That also, of course. In fact, the yarn I'm using for this first project is this one. It's Pure and Simple by an Italian yarn producer called Lanivendole. They make their yarn from local cheap breeds. So they are like bringing them to the fore again. I'm struggling with my English today, but yeah, there are many varieties of sheep, right? And some very local ones and very traditional ones never made the headlines in the knitting world. So, but they are still, they still produce very lovely fleece that gives very lovely yarn, and this is a lovely yarn. It is so squishy. I also have a little sample, but I don't know where it is now. It's like so soft, and I literally cannot wait to wear this one. It also feels like it's going to be super, super warm. Anyway, sustainable production. This is also another similarly produced yarn. It's a very weird way of phrasing it. This is a Portuguese yarn. Maybe you recognize it from the label. These are very recognizable. The producer is Rosa Pomar, and she does kind of the same thing. So the yarn is sustainably sourced from local producers, local farms, and also traditional means of production. So this is all very, very something I care for very, very much, but it's not limited to this, I think. Think of a situation where you buy sustainably produced yarn on the other side of the world and you have it shipped. That's not sustainable in terms of emissions. Maybe in terms of all this shipping that we do, we get all these cardboard boxes, we get all the plastic, because mostly yarn bought online comes into plastic bags, obviously, to preserve it during transportation. So that made me wonder, is it so sustainable? And I think the answer is no. So I'm trying to buy locally if possible. I have all of these are yarns that I had in my stash and I want to use for these projects, but I have to buy something. So I will only buy locally. In my local yarn shops, there's a few around me, so I'm very lucky. I can really choose, and they all carry high quality yarns. So yeah, I'm really lucky in that sense. I only travel here by bike and by train, so no emissions there, or as little emissions as possible. I have to say I bought these two on a trip abroad, so that was both these yarns were bought in person, but yeah, I traveled by plane, so the sustainability scores lowers a bit, but I do what I can. Some of the yarns were also bought previously, and they've been laying in my stash for a long time. So knitting from my stash is, I think, also sustainable knitting, because I reduce waste. I am not buying more stuff. Incidentally, it has the advantage of freeing up some space for new acquisitions, but forget it. I never said it. So I have some more hair here, also by an Italian producer, small producer. They are called Norli. These two will go together. This project here, the mohair tea, is knitted with 2 strands. So this one is knitted with 2 strands, and then this part here, it's 2 layers, and each of the layers is knit in one color, in one strand, or in 2 strands of the same color anyway. So it will be a blend of these 2 and probably produce like a lighter beige. Yeah, so this has been in my stash for like more than 2 years, I think, and yeah, I'm very happy to be able to use it. I have something that has been there even longer, and it's this cotton here that I will use for one of the summer t-shirts. I think for the tank top. I don't even know what it is. It's been there so long that it has no labels anymore, and yeah, being able to use it for something really makes me feel good. I really like the idea. And I also have, these are some leftovers from previous projects, from some of my own designs. It's 3 colors of Malabrigo. This is a full skein, so I might have to knit the headband in this color. These 2 are less than a full skein, so if I have enough of it, I will go for this color. I think for the headband, I'm going to show you the headband again. Where is it? Let's see. Oh, where's that headband? It doesn't require a lot of yarn, to be honest, but I haven't made calculations yet. It's this one. There it is. I don't think I will make the flower, so it will only be the band itself. The gauge should be okay. Also, it's a headband, so you want a slightly thicker fabric. So I think this yarn will be the right weight. And yeah, my favorite color of the 3 I have is this one. It's grayish blue. I needed my one of my samples for my Aneta vest in it, and I really love it. And also, it will go very well with my coat, which is gray. But if I don't have enough of this, then my second choice will be this beige, which also has some gray in it. And if that is also not enough, then I will use this one, which I also really like. But I already have a hat knitted in this one, also my own design. It's called Maya. You'll find it on Ravelry. So I'd rather use this for like a cowl or a small scarf to go with the hat that I haven't thought about yet. But yeah, I'd like to save this one for that and use up one of these 2, but yeah, we will see once I have made the calculations. So the headband is probably going to be cast on early in the year, so I'm planning to cast on the sweater, the bouquet sweater, literally on January 1st, this one, and then maybe the headband as well, because I am by no means a monogamous knitter. I always have to have at least 2 or 3 projects on the needles. I don't know yet what the 3rd project will be, but I'm thinking maybe of this one, not only because I have the yarn already, so I don't need to do some last minute shopping, but also because it's mostly stockinette. So I want to balance these projects also in terms of the difficulty. The bouquet is an all-over lace. Then when you get to the sleeves, of course, the sleeves are knit in stockinette, but yeah, the lace will require some attention, and it's something maybe to do in the evening after work, but I cannot like bring it with me like on the train or for a lunch break. I don't think it's doable. The headband is a small piece, so in that sense it could be a good project for on the go, but I don't know if I'll be able to memorize the pattern quickly enough, exactly because it's so small. You know, by the time you've memorized the pattern, it's finished. So we will see. But yeah, this is the t-shirt is literally only stockinette with some increases, but I think that will be manageable. And because it's mohair, it will be very light and not very bulky, so I can probably take it with me. I have here a couple of the yoke sweaters. Once the yoke is done, then of course it's all stockinette going down, so those might also be good easy projects for traveling, or for when I'm not sitting at home, like this one, once the yoke is done, I'll be able to like knit the body wherever I want, or even social knitting sometimes if I go to a craft night or something. So I will have to like try to to time everything correctly. And that's in fact one of the goals of this 2025 project. I have never been too precise in keeping track of what I do, not even with my Ravelry projects. So I will try to make a Ravelry, no, I will make a Ravelry project for each of these. So you'll be able to see my progress there as well. But I will be making videos for every finished object. I will keep filming my regular podcasts, the monthly recaps that I have started doing this year. I will carry on doing making those in 2025. But I'm also planning to make videos for each specific project, and that's because I started this to like try to keep track of what I'm doing a little bit more, as part of my mindful approach to knitting, right? And I'm also planning to use these videos to improve my filming and editing skills. But that's all, the way I see it, it's all part of the same thing and leading me to the same goal. So I'm thinking while I'm knitting, I will be try to think a bit more of what I'm doing. Like, is it interesting? Is this a crucial part of the pattern? Shall I film it while I do it? At least a part of it, of course, because maybe it's interesting to show. Because sometimes you just fly through your projects. I fly through my projects. I even forget to take photos step by step, and then I'm like, what? I don't have a photo of the finished yoke. How is it possible? And that's because I enjoy the knitting more than I enjoy the filming. But then I regret it, because maybe I want to like look back to what I've done, because it was enjoyable, but then you have the finished object, you don't really remember everything that went with it, right? Because knitting takes so much time and so much energy and so much attention. I think it's worth to track it a little bit more. And because the goal of this Making Stories project is to make this knitting time of 2025 a special time, I also want to be more mindful and more precise in my tracking. So Ravelry projects, finished object videos, and I will also have a notebook. Many people have these lovely knitting notebooks that I am so jealous of. So I thought for this yearly project, I do need a notebook. The notebook was also sustainably sourced. I bought it from Dille and Camille, which is a high street shop here in the Netherlands where I live. But I also have sustainability as one of their values. And to make it more personal, I covered it with recycled paper. This is from a shopping bag. I bought some presents at this very special porcelain factory in Delft. Delft is a town in the Netherlands where I live. They have a very long tradition of porcelain making here, and this particular factory dates back to the 1600s. Can you believe it? Every time I think of it, it blows my mind. And it's also a lovely place to visit. So if you're in Delft at some point, make sure you go there. I will link the website below so you can find them. And I have these beautiful paper bags. So I cut out a part of it to cover my notebook, which was a nice green color anyway. But yeah, I wanted to make it more personal. And I've made a planner as well. So in here, I'm planning to keep track of the the time, so how many days. This is the type, the 6 colors are for the 6 types of garment or accessory that we have in the magazine. So 3 sweaters, 2 cardigans, 1 shawl, 2 socks, 1 headband, and 3 t-shirts. 2 t-shirts and the camisole, the tank top. I put them all in a same category. And then maybe I made a mistake, because if I want to make one with long sleeves, then I would call it a sweater, but never mind. Maybe I would change the color, I don't know. So like a kind of bullet journal thing where I keep track of that. I am also thinking now that maybe I want to keep track of the total time. So it's completely unrealistic to think that I will sit down to knit and set a timer. That is not gonna happen, because that would take the joy out of my knitting. However, I think I will have an idea of how long I've been sitting there knitting, like 1 hour, half an hour, 15 minutes on the train. I think it shouldn't be too difficult to calculate to roughly calculate the total time something has taken me. I started making a page for the first project, the bouquet. I used the same paper for the heading, and now it's all in pencil. And this is the yarn, of course. It's all in pencil, but I will pen everything in with this pen that I have. It's my favorite pen, and it's made of wood and recycled plastic. And because it's a fountain pen, I think I'm not entirely sure what I'm saying, but I think this will be this is a fountain pen, so it's sorry, I just got distracted because a message came out on my phone. But anyway, a fountain pen, you only throw away the cartridge when it's finished. You don't throw away the whole thing. It must be more sustainable than a normal pen, right? Okay, so I also have pasted in the yarn label on the next page, and I have this beautiful postcard then that the yarn producer gave me when I bought the yarn, so that's gonna go in. And then I'm thinking I have to stop pasting things in the notebook or it will be this thick, but knowing myself, I will not, so everything will go in there. Speaking of the yarns again, I haven't mentioned the colors. So this was a spring issue, and it has many vibrant, colorful colors, if I can say that. Many pinks, yellows, yeah, a lot of pink actually. And the shawl is gray, and this is also a grayish beige a color, but I feel that most of the colors are very yeah, the socks are also red orangey. So as you can see from my collection there, my color palette will be a lot more muted. I have some beige and brown there, so some neutrals, but my favorite colors are really the blues and greens. So yeah, let's pick out these my scarf as well. You can really see that these are my favorite colors. I'm also planning to make this one. Let me find a better picture. I'm also planning to make this one in a gradient of blues probably, or greens. So instead of this yellow, pink, red and purple, you will probably see from a lighter green or blue to a darker one, and then a neutral color at the bottom. And I was also thinking of something similar for this one. One of the ideas I had for this one was like make it again in a porcelain kind of thing, so maybe white with the blue color work, or something, or the opposite, maybe blue with white colors on the yoke, white and a lighter blue maybe. I don't know yet. I don't have, I have studied it, but I don't know. I don't know how everything is going to look like. And I have to say that picking the yarns, you know, even going through my stash, you know, picking out what could work for one of these projects was really a lot of fun. You know, all this planning, I know some of you will not agree with it because it's a bit nerdy, I have to say, but having something to look forward to and knowing that at some point I will have a good reason to browse the shops to find the right yarn, thinking ahead, you know, I'm only going to start knitting the next project maybe in 4 weeks, but I can already somehow enjoy it in another way, you know, in the anticipation and in the planning. You know, this for me is really, really fun. There's no other word for it. I really get a kick out of it. I really like all this planning that's behind the project. So yeah, I think this is it. Just a quick recap: the goals of these 2025 projects that will make the year very special for me are, of course, knitting all the 12 patterns in the Making Stories issue 9, and to be able to keep better track of my knitting, both the end results, so the finished object, and the process, through my videos, through my notebook, and through Ravelry. Get better at my filmmaking. This is going to be the most difficult of all these goals, and also being more mindful and thinking more about sustainability in my knitting. That's also something that I really care for. So if you're curious to know how it's going, I put out monthly podcasts here on YouTube where you will see the projects in progress, and I will put out these finished object videos throughout 2025. So I really hope to see you there. Goodbye.